Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Sherika Brown. Of course, we're on another episode of Sherika Be Talking because I be talking. And today's episode is on should you leave your cheating boyfriend? And this is just my advice to younger girls that are unmarried, dating, and possibly have a boyfriend. Just to be straightforward with y'all and blunt before we even reach a minute. My advice to every young girl that experience a man just making you feel uneasy, uncertain, or cheating on you is to leave. And I know we get to a point where we get older where we say, oh, it's easier to tell people to leave than it is to actually do it, all this and that. But I think the problem in our society is younger girls need to learn how to properly date. And that means not get so emotionally invested in things way too soon and way too early. I think we're all possibly guilty of that as women, just feeling things so strongly and thinking that a man is the one, and understanding that relationships go through things. Relationships should not go through cheating, and the sooner you develop the habit of leaving a cheater, the stronger you'll become. You have to leave people that you care about, that you love, that you thought you could trust, and that you even saw a future with sometimes. And it's so important to leave a man that you find out is cheating on you, because it's a sense of self-respect, self-love, and it also shows the man that you're not going to tolerate BS. A lot of times, if you stay with a man that cheated on you, he only loses respect for you. And the treatment will either get sneakier or the treatment will just get worse because he feel in his mind that you're not going anywhere. Oftentimes, you may give somebody grace. You may feel like, okay, I felt like I would always leave somebody that cheated on me, but this don't all the way feel like cheating. I don't think it was physical, or you may validate a reason for staying in your head. And even if in your head you're only staying because you're giving this man a final chance or another chance to prove himself to you, and you're just extending grace to a situation that you are very well capable of leaving, a man will take your kindness for weakness or stupidity and feel like that wasn't you giving him grace, that was just you needing him. So at a very young age, you got to realize that when it comes to cheating, it is a choice. It's a choice, it's a decision, and especially when things get physical, it's something that people plotted on. It's like your enemy at that point. Somebody thought of a plan to be your op. The person that you're supposed to sleep with at night thought of a plan to oppose you. And you have to look at cheating as the biggest form of betrayal, because like I said, at the end of the day, it is a conscious choice. It's so many steps that it takes to cheat on a person that you have so many times to say, you know what, this ain't right. Like, this ain't right. I shouldn't do this. And y'all have to believe in y'all spirit that there are men that do not cheat, because there are indeed men that do not cheat and don't see the point in cheating, think it's stupid. They're confident in themselves, so they're not seeking validation from a million women. And they just know that I chose this woman, I want to be with her, and if I don't want to be with her, I'm going to end it before I just go out cheating on her or treating her like a dog. So that moment where your gut or your intuition tell you that a man cheated on you and you can't even prove it, but you know it to be true, you can't put your finger on it, and he just play you like a fool, leave. Because I'm telling you, whether it's a year from now, 2 years, or even 3 years from now, when y'all do finally break up, he's going to still spit in your face. He's going to spit in your face, and he's going to prove you right, that that when he was cheating, that you were all along right. And he's going to make you feel like you gave somebody a chance that really took your kindness for weakness. Like, you were ready to leave somebody and you knew you could leave him, but you said, you know what, he human, I'm gonna give him another chance. And later on, you just be like, I could have left 2 years ago, I could have left 6 months ago, I could have left 10 days ago. All because you being kind to a person or you extending grace, and they like, actually this not grace, this just a fool, this just somebody that can't leave me alone, this just somebody like, you know, don't ever look at it, any of it, as wasted time or anything. Just learn from those experiences, and when you go into your next relationship, because y'all have to remember, these little petty relationships are not a marriage. You shouldn't be fighting for your life. When you feel uneasy, especially, I was just talking to my friend about this, when you hit past 25 and stuff, when everybody's frontal lobes are developed and everything, it's only so much grace you need to be out here giving people, because men and women both have a body clock that is ticking. They like to say, oh, women, when you get old, it's time for you to have kids, because no, also, don't nobody want to be having no kids with no weak sperm. So the older a man is, he can't reproduce like that either. Not no good genes. So we both have body clocks, and a man that's overgrown and out here still playing and cheating and don't know himself and seeking validation and trying to have multiple women, he ain't worth nothing. He ain't worth fighting for. He ain't worth extending no grace to, realizing that he's human. And I'm saying this because I know women stay with cheaters all the time. Y'all get online and talk about what y'all won't accept and what you will do, but people's standards in real life don't match what they be talking about online. So if you by any means choose to stay with a cheater, you should not be doing it as a girlfriend, as a boyfriend. Those are just things you shouldn't be tolerating in the beginning of your relationship before you even get, you know, real serious or anything. When you sense that someone is not faithful, you should get out of there soon. When you sense that someone is playing with your heart, you should get out there soon. Playing with people's heart never end well, because a heart is not to be played with, and oftentimes it can lead to death, just because some people are crazy. You know, like when you break somebody's heart, them people will try to harm you physically. So you have to be careful what you're doing and who you're out here doing things to, because you could not even know. Cheating is so dangerous. It can bring things to your body, diseases, and also it can bring people into your life that you know nothing about, that's plotting against you, ready to harm you, and you don't even know these people exist. But they know you exist because they want your man, and they want to X you out the picture any kind of way, just so that they can get to your man or to your woman, because, you know, cheating can go both of those types of ways. So you really have to be very careful on who you're choosing to date, and just stay away from cheaters, y'all. Stay away from cheaters. The moment you spot somebody as a cheater, no matter how much potential you see in them, just remember that 9 times out of 10, they won't see your grace as grace. They will see your grace as a person depending on them, a person that loved them too much to leave them. And that's where they may have you messed up. You know? So yeah, that's just some of my thoughts. I got some other things I could talk about on this topic too, on just how I think. And like I was saying, I know a lot of women actually stay with cheaters. So contrary to popular belief, people do be staying. But if you're gonna stay with a cheater, you better make that man prove himself to you for years, because anybody can fake for weeks and months. Trust me. It better be straight transparency in a relationship, no secrets, access to each other's phones, social media, all of that. And don't let people tell you that stuff is unhealthy. It's very healthy, because when you faithful and you loyal, you ain't got nothing to hide. And when you faithful and you loyal, you ain't going in people's phone too deep, like trying to see their messages with their parents and, you know, stuff that might be of their privacy. But y'all know I'll be back, because I'll be talking. Peace.